Hey, welcome to Viking Preparedness. I'm Pastor Joe Fox. You know, I like videos, YouTube videos that are done professionally, you know, that have the really cool intro thing happening, and then that you can tell the video's tight. It's been tightly edited, and it's good. I appreciate those, and those videos deservingly get a lot of views on YouTube, generally speaking. You know, if you put the effort into something, it's good to see it pay off. Mine aren't, right? I don't yet have a good intro. I can't edit. I shoot straight to this phone and post straight to the internet. Another thing that I appreciate in videos is when somebody sets up the whole video. You can tell, if you've shot videos, you can tell they've taken time, sometimes an hour or two, to get everything just perfect, like if they're going to show a project or something like that. And then they film the project, and it's like, oh yeah, that's cool, I could do that. And many times I do. That's not me, gang. I don't have time for that. I ain't got time for that. And I just want to give you information and hope you can use it. So, with that in mind, Venezuela, right? Venezuela's coming apart at the seams. If you just do any kind of due diligence, you can read all about it. One of the problems they're having now is water, right? The system is breaking down. The municipal system is breaking down. Water quits flowing through the pipes. Many of y'all have that potential problem. I know that many of y'all don't live out in a place like this where you have wells and creeks and ponds. My pond's not that good. And things like that. You're in suburbia, right? Most Americans live in suburbia or an urban environment. You are where you are. And so instead of just dreaming, you have to take some action, because a whole bunch of things could happen to make you not have any water for a long time. And water's important, right? Hierarchy of needs, or you can live, 3 minutes without air. You can live 3 hours without adequate shelter in a harsh environment. You can live 3 days without water. You need water. You need it to drink just to live. You need it to wash, to bathe, to personal hygiene, yada, yada, yada. And so what are you going to do if the system, such as it is, grinds to a halt and water quits coming out of your pipe? Well, what we did here at Shofar Mountain is we try to make all of our buildings gather rainwater. Let's see if you can see that. Now, what I wanted to do, because you can learn from what I don't get done as much as you can learn from what I get done, right? I wanted to put a metal roof on my house, a steel roof. One, for fire protection. Two, because they're typically cleaner when the rain runs off. You can let the rain run on it for a little while and then start catching it. It kind of washes off the roof, that kind of thing. Bottom line, I could not afford a steel roof. I couldn't afford to do that. And so I have asphalt shingles. Okay. Well, that didn't make me cry and weep and, we still catch our rainwater. Now, our rainwater system is temporary. Okay, so I'm going to show you something. That's kind of what I started this whole video with. It's not beautiful, but it's something you can get some ideas from and you can do. And so it starts out, we catch water off our roof, this whole side of this house, and my gutter in the front here is a mess. Let me show you this. I had a guy who actually knows how to build houses come and talk to me, and he goes, "Your gutter no good." So I'm going to redo the gutter. But right now, the system works, right? And my competing priorities, we have water, so it's time to move on to something else. We'll come back and do nice, pretty water later, if that makes any sense to you. All right, so it comes down the gutter, and then I've got it into a little piece of gutter down pipe, and then these hoses. And yeah, they don't even match, right? This isn't the permanent thing. These are just the ones we picked up at Lowe's. These hoses come down, and they flow. Originally, they flowed into this container, which I'm going to talk about more later. This container's now full, and when it overflowed, it'd be pouring down rain, so I'm not going to come out and move the hose, and I don't yet have my valves and all that stuff, or the automatic valves set up, which I'm going to. So it would overflow, and then it would just go underneath my porch, right? The whole roof's worth of water going underneath the porch. That's not good. No bueno. And so what we do is I keep this full. It's full. And then the overflow now goes into a piece of PVC pipe that I'm fixing to change out because I actually bought this for something else. I have the gutter in the back of that truck right now, downspout. But it overflows into this tub right here. It's like a farm tub. You can get them at TSC. And that's just rainwater, right? That's flowed off an asphalt shingled roof. Now, oh, you can't, cancer, whatever. So here it is. Here's the water. I keep this cover on it to keep stuff, bugs and stuff from falling out of the trees when I mow, because I do mow out here a little bit. It keeps the grass from going in there. What do we do with this water? We have 5-gallon jerry cans. We walk right out that door right there, fill them up, take them inside. My wife has a big stock pot. She'll come out, fill up the stock pot, take it inside to the kitchen, and she heats up that water to wash our dishes with. We also heat up the water in the jerry cans. We have a turkey fryer inside the house. In an empty room with a concrete floor. You know, go figure. But we have a turkey fryer in there with another stock pot. We fill that up with water. We make it really hot. We pour it in the tub. We add cold water from the jerry cans. Bam, bath, right? We wash our clothes with the rainwater. So we wash our bodies, our clothes, and our dishes with the rainwater that we catch off our roof. And we could drink it, right? We could boil it. We could run it through a big Berkey. But we don't have to. We have wells for that, and we could use wells for all the other things that I just told you about too. But man, that's a lot of wear and tear on our pump and that kind of thing. Now, these totes are cool. They hold about 250 gallons. We get ours at a Little Debbie outlet, right? The Little Debbie factory around here, and they come with like honey and stuff like that in them, soy lecithin or whatever. And so you get them. If it's honey, you save whatever residual honey's in there. If it's soy lecithin or however you pronounce that word, you don't. And then you take them to a car wash, you wash them out, and you bring them back here. And then you paint them black, right? You have to paint them black because they're white or semi-clear. The sun comes through and it'll turn all your water green and give you algae water, right? Nobody wants algae water. And so you have to paint them black. We had a brother here who, I told him that, but you know, he's like everybody else. He's got competing priorities, and he didn't, and yeah, his water's all green now. So now you have to take the whole thing back, wash it out at the car wash, paint it black, you know, blah, blah, blah. Yes, you could put bleach in it, da-da-da-da-da. We like systems that are just kind of like self-running. And so paint them black to keep the sun out of it, so you don't get algae. You can then paint it any color you wanted. When we do the permanent one, this is not permanent, right? I get it. This is janky. This is like whatever. But you can learn from this system and do something better yourself. When we do the permanent one, it's going to be up on stilts. The top of this container is going to be just below where our gutters come out. We're going to have them in series, rigged, pipes, flushing, valves, all that. Right now, this works, and I have other things I need to be working on. We have water check, right? Let's work on everything else till we have the must-haves, then we'll come back and do the nice-to-haves. I would like this to be painted the same color as the house is eventually going to be painted, right? I've always been one more over function than form. I realize that a lot of people aren't. Do yours nicer. If you can't get these, don't stress on this thing. You know, it's like, oh, well, I wish we could get those totes here. Well, you can get other things where you are. 55-gallon drums, kids' swimming pools. You know, you can catch water with a big tarp laid in the right part of your yard where there's like a little depression in your yard, and the rain can go in there. Kids' wading pools, you know, those little blue pools, things like that. But Venezuela is having a problem with their water right now. And I just look at these things and go, that could be us sooner or later. And so please start thinking about your water, and then after you've thought about it for a little while, start taking some steps. I realize you can store water, but no matter how much water you store, it's going to run out eventually. You have to have a way to get more, to produce, right? And here at Shofar Mountain, we're all about trying to produce what we need. Realizing that, you know, it all comes from the Father. It ain't about us. We just have to do our work. You know, the rain comes from Him, and we catch it. Yeah, and then you can turn it into, well, what about acid rain? What about this? Hey, what about if somebody just comes up and shoots you right now? I mean, you know, what about it? Do the best you can with what you have. Our system is ugly. We've got it on pallets, too. I was going to tell you that just to lift it up to a little bit high. Our system is ugly, but it works. You can do a system that works, and maybe even is pretty. All right, hey, I hope that was helpful. If you like it, share it. And yeah, I'll see you out there.